This'll announce us.
Welcome to the Dumbass Club with host Rick Fairless and his friend JoeT.
Ex-friend. He talks too much.
How come his microphone's different?
That's the old one. Oh. So this is the Rick and JoeT Dumbass Club coming to you live.
Yeah.
From
what they tell me.
From almost downtown Dallas. We are in the CHUMP studios.
Yeah.
The current time?
1:45.
Looked at my watch. It was a quarter to 2.
We need a
I said, ooh, Alice, you know just what to do.
We need a deal where they like pan over or flip over and show the clock so they know what time it is.
Hold on,
I'm not looking at you today. I am not looking at you today.
Got to get that hat adjusted. Jeez. Hey, where's my props?
You're in charge of all that stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is our second live show. We will actually have a guest today.
We do. Ford is not a guest.
Ford Stell. He works for me, and he is my main bike builder.
Right.
He's the guy that brings my visions to life.
Well, that's scary.
It is.
That he gets inside your head.
He does.
I'm going to show you something.
Thought you were going to play that song.
Huh? Well, I'll do that at the end.
Okay.
Did you see this post that Cheryl did?
What does it say? Cheryl who?
We went into a place, my wife. We went into a barbecue place yesterday. I had to buy some stuff for the motorhome, for a barbecue grill thing, and this was on the door.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
What?
You are camping by yourself in a motorhome.
Yeah.
You gonna barbecue by yourself? You gonna like get a little fat apron on with the turkey leg on the
no,
that says,
no, but I'm gonna
kiss the cook.
But I'm gonna grill me a steak or a hot dog. You can come over if you want. I figure there's not gonna.
Can I wear an apron that says "kiss the cook"?
No.
And I'll be the cook.
No.
Are there any pretty girls around there?
No.
Can I bring one?
If you think you're big enough.
All right. Don't tell everything you know, Joe.
You think you're big enough?
Remember that time out in Pick a City?
Where?
Pick a City.
Oh, pick a city.
Yeah, don't pick it. Mentally. Mentally
okay.
pick it.
Okay, I mentally picked one.
Okay. Eeny, meeny,
you didn't get a girl then either.
Son of a gun, I can't get one.
Get one then either. Anyway, we went into this barbecue. They
I
sell barbecue
wasn't always old and ugly. I used to be young and ugly.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew you when you were younger and ugly.
You did.
You were still ugly.
Yeah, but I was young.
You had less of a mop then.
That's true.
It was more like a dust broom at that time.
Well, you had some hair back then.
That's true, too. And it was dark. It wasn't white. Anyway, this is kind of cool. We went into this barbecue joint.
Where
it wasn't a barbecue. They sell barbecue grills.
Where was it at?
It's up in Plano. And here's what it said on the front door. Guns are welcome on premises.
But it says if you hit your target.
Yeah. It says, please keep your weapons holstered unless the need arises. And it says, in such case, judicious marksmanship would be appreciated.
So that means hit what you're aiming for.
Yeah, if you're going to shoot something. Yeah. I thought that was good. I think guns ought to be allowed everywhere.
They should.
Yeah.
Be a lot less crime if they know that everybody got a gun.
That's right. Exactly. So anyway.
That goes back to my whole...
My wife posted that on Facebook. She thought it was funny.
Well, looks saying everything. Oh, I thought you meant the way she... Oh, okay. No. You meant the sign.
The sign.
How you and your wife getting along anyway, Joe?
We're fine. Everything's good, yeah.
Good. You passed all the...
Playing with Bundy, having a great time.
Yeah.
What else you want to know?
That's it. That's more than I wanted to know.
Why do you got to wear that hat?
What's wrong with this? Look at that stupid
ugly.
Shirt you're wearing.
What's wrong with my shirt? This is an expensive shirt. That is not an expensive hat.
Excuse me. It's got a built-in flower on it.
Okay.
See that headband? I was thinking about taking one of my big bills, like a $5 bill.
Yeah.
Cutting off the corner of the $5.
Stick it on.
Putting it up there, see?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Ain't my first day.
Looks good on you.
It does. I'm going to wear it the whole time in Sturgis.
You're not either.
And I'm bringing a hat for you.
I'm not wearing a hat.
Yeah.
I am not wearing
It's not as cool as this one.
Hey, wait a minute. Our soundboard went away. Something happened here.
Because you're an idiot. Testify.
I can't play any music.
You ain't played any anyway.
Well, I know, but something happened here. Bessler!
Okay, so let's get down to brass tacks here, Joe.
Okay. I don't know what happened here.
Well, there it is right there.
No, that's a different one. I hit the wrong button. What happened, Bessler? My board went away.
His little fingers hit the wrong button. Okay, let me see what we're going to talk about today
Okay,
in
go
this
ahead.
subject.
Oh, is it that one? Okay, I got it. Why would it go away? No, I didn't touch it. I don't think.
Don't touch it.
Okay, I'm not touching it.
Well, let me ask you this, Joe.
What?
You're a political person,
Oh, sure.
aren't you?
Yeah, I do.
And I'm not. I am not.
Yeah.
What about all that Donald Trump thing?
What about it? He can say whatever he wants.
Right?
Yeah. So I mean, he's kind of becoming a laughing stock, but he's moving up in the polls.
But you know why? Because people think, see, here's the problem. It's just like, people hate Obama and all that, or they hated Bush, or pick a president. There's always a group of people that hate
Whoever's
them.
on the opposite side don't like the other guy.
The problem I see is it can be a really good person
Yeah.
that gets to be the president, but that system is so screwed up that when they get in there, the president doesn't have the power to do whatever he wants to do.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think that the system eats them up. So if a guy gets in there that's a non-politician,
Yeah.
like Trump, of course I'd rather it be Ross Perot, but
Ross ain't running.
Ross ain't running.
I already
But
voted for Ross twice.
if Trump got in there, I don't know that I would object to that. Just
make a flip
because
worth of difference.
Just because he's going to get in there and he ain't going to take no static off nobody.
Right.
But I mean, there's only so much he can do. But the
Well,
good,
he can veto a lot of bills,
He
and that
can.
can throw things into a tizzy because then they got to have 3/4 of the Congress to vote
yeah, but
to override his
throwing
vetoes.
things into a tizzy in Washington, I think might be a good thing.
I think so. Well, that's why we're so good in Texas. Everybody talks about Texas and we're arrogant or whatever you want to say about it.
Texas, our Texas, so hail
I'll
the
play my
mighty
song.
state.
Hey, shush.
Texas, our Texas, you're beautiful and great.
Turn you down. You're
Don't
too loud.
touch it.
Anyway, one of the reasons Texas is such a great state is our legislature meets every other year. They're not there all the time paying, jacking around, making stupid laws and stuff. They're there every other year for 90 days. Then they go home and have a regular job. So they're just there a short period of time. They can't screw stuff up in 90 days.
Actually, you're right, because I went into Home Depot the other day, and
Yeah.
the guy that was telling me where the channel locks are
Yeah.
was one of the legislators from
Probably was.
Texas.
Yeah, probably was.
Just moonlighting.
Yeah, I know a few of them. And like I say, they got a regular job.
I'm for Trump.
I don't know
I
about
think
Trump.
you know what? I think he's crazy and he's a nut and he's going to make a big splash and he's never going to get in there. But you know what?
Huh.
I like the fact that he is.
It's straight talk, supposedly.
Yeah.
He's not worried about being politically correct, and that's the problem with what I think in the country today is we're too politically correct.
We are.
You can't say anything unless if somebody gets offended, then they whine.
Well, and that's like
it's a whole country of whiners.
That's the whole reason. If you remember, the one rule we have on this show is we don't allow white women to listen to our
Right.
show. And do
Yeah.
you remember why we came up with white women?
They're mean.
Yeah, but there's another reason.
Why?
But because the only group of people
Yeah.
that you can make fun of and nobody cares is white men or white women. Am I right?
That's true. Well, except my wife don't like us making fun of white women. She gripes at me about it.
Does she listen to the show?
No.
Okay.
But she knows we don't like white women, so she still gripes at me about it.
Hey, I'm telling you, Condoleezza Rice, I'm in.
Yeah. What about Hillary?
I'm out.
Okay. Did you see this?
Yeah, it's a picture of, and we'll hold it up. We'll have Vicki hold it up. It's a picture, and it says Hillary into herself to notice a T-shirt, and she's getting her picture made with a large white woman that's with an arrow on her shirt, and it says "I'm
Like
with
this.
stupid,"
I was stupid.
and it's pointing at Hillary.
Yeah.
Vicki, you want to hold that up in front of the well, heck, we can't see anymore.
Yeah, we
we
don't
used to
know.
could see. You don't want to hold it too close in front of it.
Oh. Yeah, we can't tell what it's showing, right?
We don't know what it's showing.
Okay, that's good.
That's good.
They get the picture.
So I may be for Trump.
I'm not for Trump necessarily, but
Well, I'm not either, but I like what he's saying.
I'm not-
If anybody else gets in there, it's going to be politics as usual.
I'm less concerned about the president. I'm more concerned about Congress and the Senate.
Right.
There's the problem.
Right,
Those guys are the problem.
right.
They're there forever. They don't have term limits. They can be there 30, 40 years. The laws that we have to abide by don't apply to them.
Right.
I mean, that's the issue. You got to get rid
I
of
don't
Congress.
like politics. Hey,
Me neither. Hey, let's talk about Jordan Spieth.
Jordan Spieth, yeah, he's a Dallas boy.
Did you watch all the?
Well, I obviously work on the weekends, but I had it on in my office, and I got to see a bunch of it or parts of it.
Did you watch it on Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah. That. If it had been for 12, he would have won the British Open.
You know what I liked?
He double bogeyed 12 on a par 3.
You know what I liked?
What?
The night before, they asked him about, because he was tied for the lead, right?
Yeah. And he's a Dallas boy.
He's a Dallas
From
boy.
here, went to Jesuit High School.
That's why I said that a while ago.
Yeah. Come on, keep moving.
He said the night before, he said, I'm not playing to have a good finish.
Right.
He said, I'm not playing for second place or fourth place, or I'm not playing for a check.
Right.
He says, I'm playing to win this damn thing.
Yeah.
And he's 21 years old. That's what we need.
And I wish he had.
I wish he had too.
I was a little disappointed in Dustin. He kind of fell apart on the third day.
Well, but that's kind of what he does. He kind of falls apart.
Yeah, but I really like him.
I do too. But
I
I like Zach Johnson too. You see him crying in his interview after the deal.
Oh, yeah.
He is so humbled, and he's just a good family man.
Oh, he's a good guy.
He said Scripture was running through his mind when he was playing.
Any of those guys in the top 10, I liked them all.
Yeah, I did too.
I mean, I didn't know the Australian guy much. Did you? I never
That
followed him before.
Lecton or whatever his name was.
Yeah,
No.
that was doing. And hey, did you know there were 3 amateurs in the top 10?
I thought there were 4.
Was there 4? I thought there's
Four,
only 3.
maybe it was 4 out of the top 20.
Yeah, but that is amazing. That's
So
pretty
this
dang
morning,
good.
This morning I was crying in my bathroom
Why?
at 2:45.
Why?
Because
It's a 1:45 now. It's not even 3 yet.
my mom came to see me. My mom.
In a dream or something?
No, I was. When I was a kid, I could never remember my mom's birthday. I always got March and May mixed up. When you're 7.
They were M's.
Yeah.
You knew it was an M month, but you
M.
wasn't sure.
I wasn't sure which one.
Yeah.
And she always, and I can see her telling me, when she's 30.
Yeah.
3939, March 9th, 1939.
Yeah.
So that's the way I always remembered her birthday, 3939. So this morning I was taking a shower, and I had some dental work done a couple of days ago, and my mouth has been killing me.
Yeah.
So yesterday they gave me some pain pills.
Yeah.
And so I took 2 last night, and then it says take.
Took 2.
It told me to take 2
Oh man.
stat, and then
I'd
take.
have never woke up again.
And then it said take 1 every 6 hours.
Right.
So I'm thinking, okay, 1 every 6 hours. I need to write it down. And I thought, okay, it's almost 3, and I'm taking 1, 3 a.m. So I wrote 3 on my hand.
Yeah.
And then I thought, okay, 6 hours after that, it'll be 9. And I wrote 9, and I thought, okay, 6 hours after that, it'll be 3. So I
Yeah.
wrote 3, and then I said, and so the last one for the day will be at 9.
9.
And then I looked at it, and it said 3939.
Wow.
And then in my bathroom, I have a picture of my mom right there. And I looked at that picture, and I started crying, and I looked up to the sky, and I said, I know you're here, Ma. She's telling me
Yes.
that she's there with me.
Watching over you.
And it made me feel good that,
Your mom's there.
yeah, I mean, what's the odds of that 3939? And I wrote it on my hand, and I had to see it before it hit me.
Right. Wasn't even thinking about it.
Wasn't even thinking about
That's
it.
kind of cool.
I think it is
I
cool.
like that.
Yeah, I think it's very cool.
Now, you
So-
going to erase it, or you just not going to erase it?
No, I'm going to leave it on there.
Okay. You ought to have it tattooed on.
I might.
You got a tattoo guy out. Shelby can do it.
I do.
Yeah.
Except my mom was opposed to tattoos. But
Yeah, but your deal is, I know your deal with your mom.
the deal is,
As long as she's alive, you can't get a tattoo.
I'm not much of a tattoo
Maybe
guy.
that's what she was telling you. Is,
I'm
hey, right here on your palm, just get it,
I'm not much of a tattoo guy.
Jesse James got a tattoo on his hand. So you could do that, just do that.
Shelby always said it's bad to get it on your hands because, when you get it, your hands are always moving, and so that's one of the hardest places to have
Yeah,
it.
but a little one like that, just 3939,
It's not a bad deal.
and because you always got red on your hands anyway, you would never know. You just see it, you just ride around it. I would do it. I'm telling you, I would do it.
Well, you're a tattoo guy.
And just in red, I just do it red where it just
Show
looks like your
the camera your tattoo. It's on your right arm, isn't it?
pen.
See, Joe has the hamster tattoo.
Yeah.
Besser, it would be cool if we had a little monitor up here so we could see what we're doing. See, because we actually had
Did she see?
we actually had the anniversary of what I've always said when my employees tell me, oh, we can't do that or that can't be done. You know what I tell them?
What?
In 1969, we walked on the moon. You tell me we can't put a freaking box up here where I can see what we're doing. We can.
Yeah, and we did that with less computer power that's in this phone.
Exactly right.
But we got a bunch of slide rules and pencils. Yeah.
They went to the moon, walked around, and came home. Planted the flag and came home.
They hit a golf ball, too.
Yeah, they did.
They played golf on the moon. I'd like to play golf on the moon. I could probably drive it.
I'm going to Hawaii.
When?
September.
What for?
Liz and her husband, when they got married, Sue wasn't able to go.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a big wedding. And they're still not going to have a big wedding, but they're going to Hawaii to renew their vows, and she's going to get married in a nice white dress and all that.
What's that got to do with you?
Well, Sue's going.
Oh.
So she can be there. And
there's your opportunity.
Yeah. To do what?
Stay home and relax.
No, I want to go play golf.
Oh, in Hawaii?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go play golf in Hawaii.
Yeah. How long are you going to be over there?
4 or 5 days.
Okay. You need a week in Hawaii because there's a big time change.
We're going to Maui this time.
Yeah, that's where I've been a couple of times.
Well, last time we went, I've only been once. We went to Kona. That's on the Big Island.
Yeah, I've never been to the Big Island.
So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah. Hey, our buddy Dez.
And then when I'm getting back,
what?
End of September, I'm going to Sayre.
For what?
See my grandma and grandpa.
Oh, you just going up for a weekend?
Yeah.
Who's going with you?
Deanna and Sue.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go up there and take some flowers for their graves. And my grandma's sister still lives up there, and her son's about my age.
I met your cousins and stuff at your mom's,
I'm going to go up
your mom's funeral.
Yeah, I'm going to go up and see them.
Yeah, they're
just
nice
hang
people.
out. Yeah. The courthouse in Sayre, Oklahoma. Google this, Smith. The courthouse in Sayre, Oklahoma. It's the Beckham County Courthouse.
Yeah.
Was used in a famous movie.
What movie?
One of the most famous movies of all time.
Animal House.
One of the most famous movies of all time.
What?
It starred, their last name of the character was Job.
I have no idea.
Grapes of Wrath.
Oh, really? That was filmed. What did they use the courthouse in Sayre for?
I don't remember, but I
don't remember that movie.
I just remember.
I remember the movie, but I don't remember that part.
Beckham County, Sayre, Oklahoma Courthouse, Beckham County. Grapes of Wrath.
You need to lose the hat. That's an ugly hat.
And you're wearing an ugly shirt with flowers on it. What kind of man wears a floral print
One that is
shirt?
secure in his manhood.
That's the one that wears this.
No, an idiot wears that.
No, an idiot wears that. If you paid me $1,000 a day, I would not wear that shirt.
You would too.
I would not.
You'd do it for $100 a day.
I would not.
Yes, you would.
I wouldn't embarrass myself.
You'd do it for $100 a day.
I'll embarrass myself for free. Just
That's
for that,
true.
no New Hampshire shirts for you.
No, I'm getting one.
Guess
I got a New Hampshire hat.
Guess who's selling them for me?
Who? Donna.
Guess how old she is.
How old is
I
Donna?
asked Rodney. I talked to Rodney yesterday. Guess.
It's not nice to ask that stuff. Donna told us one time. How old's Donna? 60?
7.
No.
She'll be 67 in August.
Donna is 67. Donna looks good.
Donna,
I still think Donna's
I'll
pretty,
tell you how old
pretty
I'll tell you how long I've known Donna. I remember, because she worked there at that motorcycle shop over in Irving by my house.
Yeah.
And I remember we always thought she was beautiful, and we said, hey, she's beautiful for a 40-year-old woman.
Right.
I mean, we're in our early 30s. We said, she's 40 years old, and she is
Donna's
beautiful.
just pretty. She's a nice person.
She's
I
an
love
awesome person. I love Donna.
Donna. I don't know about Rodney. I'm a little fuzzy on Rodney.
Rodney said, he called me yesterday. He said, I'm mad at you. And I said, why? And he said, for this bar and grill I got up here. And I said, what are you mad at me for? And he said, because you made it look so easy that I opened up one and it's killing me.
Yeah.
What did it say?
It says, this beautiful and distinctive design won the courthouse a 30-second appearance in the final cut of John Ford's movie, The Grapes of
A
Wrath.
whole 30 seconds. Huh,
That's a long time and one of the best
I
movies
might watch
ever
it when I'm
made.
laying in my motorhome in Sturgis, like late at night. I might watch Grapes of Wrath, lay there in my bed.
Was that one of the best movies ever made or not?
It's a good movie.
That was an awesome movie.
I prefer color, but black and white's okay.
I like black and white better.
Anyway, so what else did Rodney have to say? Everything.
He's getting ready for Sturgis. You want to go get our guest? Go get our guest. We'll bring him in here.
Okay.
He's getting ready for Sturgis. You know, I don't know. I just been very emotional lately.
I can tell.
Since my mom died, it ain't the same.
No, I know. I know, and it'll take some time. Just
Ain't
one
the
day at a time,
same.
one foot in front of the other.
It ain't the same. I don't like it.
Yeah, it'll be all right.
I don't like it.
You don't have much choice about it.
Makes you rethink everything you ever knew about life.
I told you that. I told you that.
But you don't know it till it happens.
Right.
And I remember my mom saying, "You're gonna miss me when you're gonna miss talking to me when you're gone." And I'd say, "I know," and I'm thinking, "Yeah, right."
You do.
Yeah, right.
You do.
I'd absolutely do. I call her sister every day on the way home because I always called my mom on the way home. So now I talk to her sister every day.
Did you talk to? Did he go up to Mike Robbins?
I didn't ask.
You didn't ask? Why? Why didn't you ask?
I didn't. I would if I'd have thought about it. I would have.
We probably should have went.
Probably, but we had an event here that day.
So I mean, there's a lot going on.
Ford, come sit over here, pal.
What are you drinking, Ford? Oh.
Okay,
Stuff's
so
bad for
today
you.
is our first guest that we're having on the show, and this is Ford Stell. Ford's originally from Arkansas.
Yes, sir.
And
Are
Ford
you really?
He
I
is.
didn't know that.
Little Rock or where?
Fort Smith.
Fort Smith. Is that close to Little Rock?
It's about 3 hours away. It's right across the Oklahoma line, like you're going towards Fayetteville.
Right.
We've
What
been in
about?
Fayetteville. We got lost in Fayetteville one day.
We did.
There were two sides. I swear to God, this is a true story, Ford. We were in Fayetteville. We'd just eaten. We were trying to get out the hell out
We
of
were
there.
in some famous chicken place. What was it
I
called?
don't remember. It doesn't matter. Anyway, we pulled up to a sign, and there's like a road, like 385. And there was a sign that said 385 north, and the signs weren't 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
One that says 383 north, and this one said 383 north, and they were pointing at each other
In different directions.
in different directions, or whatever it was, wherever the road was.
And that was before Siri was ever invented.
And we're like, how the hell do we get out of this town?
Well, that's probably when they were adding the tunnel up to Fayetteville.
I don't know what it was. We couldn't figure out which way to go.
So how long you been working here now?
9 years.
9 years.
Have you really?
Yeah.
So Ford is
Seems
our
like 10.
Ford is our builder. He's the guy that I work the closest with on bikes. And the way we do it is the initial ideas are always, they start with me. This is what I want to do. This is how we want to do it. And then Ford is the guy that turns the wrenches and makes everything happen. But what's so good is he'll come to me and he'll say, hey, what if we did this? What about that? So it's cool because it's not just me.
Yeah,
it's a whole
team
team.
effort.
It's a team effort. And we could have, a guy that's works back there that's not even part of the project may come up and say, hey, boss, you know what you ought to do? If you take this, we can take a part off of a Victory or something, and that would look, there's always. So anything we build, it starts with me, funnels down to Ford, and then we welcome input from customers or whoever.
Right. It makes it easy, and it's actually pretty nice because sometimes you get stumped and you're just stuck.
Can you see him on the screen, or does he need to scoot over?
What are you working on now, Ford? What do you got back there?
Finishing up the low-T bike.
Yeah? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're doing it's a really cool design. It's like a drag style kind of design. And why don't you tell them about it a little bit?
It's got 2 dual tanks on it, much like a drag bike. It's got a really nice set of triple trees, a set of custom wheels that we had done, custom pipes.
Whose frame is it?
It's Rolling Thunder, single down tube.
We built the frame
Low
off.
seat, right?
Yeah.
Cut seat.
We built the frame off of the Time Warp.
Yeah.
We wanted it to look like that, and he said it's really cool. Triple trees by Edmondson,
Right.
and the headlights are those PIA lights, and they're
Right.
built into the triple trees. The triple trees are slanted,
Yeah.
so it's got the 2 PIA headlights.
Yeah.
So it's got the 2 PIA headlights built into it.
Oh, cool.
It is cool.
It's a pretty elaborate bike. I mean,
Is it all painted now? The frame's painted.
It's
Some of the
almost-
wheels are painted.
Yeah, I'm waiting on the oil tank and the gas tanks.
And the lower legs, and they
And the
will
lower
they
legs.
will all be here. He said right after lunch,
Okay, cool.
and then we'll have that bike together. So it's a all weekend thing for you, Ford. That
Sure.
thing should be done. Well,
When are you going to unveil it? Because you were thinking about taking it to Sturgis, or you were talking about taking it to Sturgis.
It's going.
We're getting it
Oh, it
ready.
is going?
We're getting it ready for Sturgis.
Okay, I thought you decided you were going to unveil it here.
We're going to do both.
Okay,
It's going to be unveiled here in September.
okay.
So yeah, it's a cool bike. So we've got that project, which is coming out unbelievable. One of the things that we did, that if you remember, Joe, we did years ago, I think before Ford, we did that graffiti bike for Hot Bike. You remember Hot Bike had me build a bike to give away?
Yeah, I remember that.
A sweepstakes bike, and we cut the rear fender out.
Yeah,
so you
had a
could,
star in that one, I think.
we had stars in that one where you could see the tire through it. We put the low T center logo, low T center, in the back fender, and we lasered it out so you can actually see. But the cool thing is, which is what I was telling Ford, is it doesn't just jump out and hit you in the face.
Right.
You'll be looking at that low T center logo, and then you'll notice that, it's cut all the way through. I can see the tire on the other side.
Yeah, if you don't look at it real good, it looks just like block letters.
Yeah. And then y'all built some custom brackets for the tanks and all that.
Custom
stuff.
brackets for the tanks, custom brackets for the handlebars, custom brackets for the oil tank.
Well, the whole bike's custom. But
I mean, it's
some of the cooler
it's
stuff.
all stuff that.
Well, and it's people want to know why does a custom bike get so expensive? How much time do you have just in the tank brackets, the tank mounts?
Probably 3 or 4 days.
Of just
Well, I know.
that one guy just doing nothing but working in the fab shop on those.
What y'all do on the
it's
motor?
a mount.
Yeah.
You know, it's not even a piece; it's a mount.
It's just a mount.
the
But that's-
motors. That,
Go ahead, Ford.
It's 124, fully polished, right-hand drive, polished,
S&S motor? Or whose is it?
S&S, primary polished. Everything shines on the bike.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've seen it back there.
But
Looks
you know
cool.
the low T colors and on the podcast we will, and I think Bessler, I think on the podcast, and y'all can also watch this on the podcast, they edit pictures in there too. So you'll see the pictures as we're talking. They'll show the pictures of that.
Yeah, I
And then
remember
we're
that.
also working on, we just got finished with hold on before we go. The low T center, and we painted it on the back fender. Over 13 million Americans over the age of 40 have low testosterone. I actually went to the low T center this morning. You're in there about 6 minutes. You go in there, the first time you go in there, you're in there about 30 minutes, and they check your blood and all that. You get your numbers, where you're at on your testosterone. If you don't need it, they don't give it to you. They tell you don't need it. They give you a shot, you're in there less than 6 minutes, and it just gives you more energy and just makes you feel better. Because as you age, you lose testosterone. So it's just basically it's like an energy shot kind of thing. It's good. So, and one of the other bikes we're working on that we actually just got done with was for our buddy Dan Seidel with Amazon.
That was a nice bike.
We did, the Easy Rider chopper.
Yeah.
Y'all can
It looks
look on my
similar to it.
website.
Similar to that. Look, I mean, the
Well,
setup is similar.
He wanted to buy the Easy Rider chopper.
Right.
And I said, that's mine. Let me build. And that's what I tell everybody. They say, oh, I love the tattoo bike. Sell it to me. And I'll say, let me build you one like it. We built him a bike very similar to the Easy Rider chopper.
With some modern upgrades.
Right.
I like
The
it
best thing
It is
is
cool.
you can actually adjust the rear belt.
Yeah.
Well, the best thing is if you've ever ridden a jockey shift, having neutral all the way at the top.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so it's not like on mine. You have to, it's a
Find
regular
neutral.
transmission. You got to find each gear. This one it starts out all the way forward. That's neutral. To put it in first, just pull it back, let it go. Now it's
Just
in
a
first.
click. It's almost
just a-
like
it's just a
paddle
click. It's
shift
just a
almost.
click.
It's got a return spring on it that brings it all the way back to neutral.
So you're not having to trying to find am I in fourth or fifth? I can't.
Yeah.
You just pull it back and let it go.
It's the nicest riding jockey shift bike I've ever ridden.
It's a double suicide, isn't it? Isn't it a double suicide?
No. We've got a front brake on.
Oh, he
it.
does?
Got a front
Okay.
brake.
Okay. I was thinking because the Easy Rider bike was a double suicide.
Was originally double suicide.
That thing's tough to ride.
But you know what? When it's on tour with Allstate,
It is?
yeah, when it comes back, I'm going to put that Baker N1 transmission in that.
That's the way to go.
That's how impressed I was, and that's probably a $4,000, $5,000 polished transmission.
Does he make the gears that'll go in another case, or do you have to buy the case?
I don't think
and
he
everything?
does for that, but I'm going to ask
I'm
him.
not sure, but it is the
Well,
nicest.
Bert's a genius.
It's the nicest transmission I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah.
It is. It's awesome. And then we're working on a bike for Bobby Hawes. It's kind of a cool, old school looking chopper. Bobby Hawes was partners with Tom Hicks.
Oh yeah.
That used to own the Stars and all that, and the Rangers.
He owned a company called Hicks Muse.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he used to have a company called Hicks and Hawes.
Yeah.
And Bobby is a very wealthy guy. His offices are on the 17th floor of the Crescent, and they've been there for 30 years or however long the Crescent's been there. He got into motorcycles about 5 years ago. He is displaying in his floor, the 17th floor, where their offices are, 18, 19 motorcycles.
Somewhere right around that number. But
from all over the world.
Really?
That's
cool.
He's got bikes that you've never heard of.
Right.
Does he own them, or are these bikes that
I think he bought them.
He's bought them all.
Yeah.
He's bought them all.
I mean, there's some.
But he wanted to have a Rick Fairless bike for his collection, so we're building him it's going to be along the lines of the tattoo bike.
Oh, cool.
It'll be along those lines.
Okay.
And then Kat, our friend Kat, the artist.
I got her
Kat
stuff
Fine
hanging
Arts.
in my office.
I do too. He was telling me about some different, because Bobby's an artist, and he was telling me about some different artists, and I said, you need to meet my friend Kat. So Kat's doing some stuff for him. Bobby he's a photographer, or he's done 4 books for the National Geographic.
Wow.
He's the guy that hangs out of helicopters when there's herds of water buffaloes and
Taking pictures?
yeah.
They're pretty nice pictures. I've seen a couple of them. And I mean,
Well, I've got the books, and each book weighs 21 pounds.
Wow.
That's a big book.
Yeah, that's a big
Thick.
book.
Yeah. So it's a lot of that kind of stuff, and then we're doing a 3-wheeler
right,
for
a trike.
a truck
Barnett.
for Mr. Barnett that owns SSI.
I saw that back there.
That's turned out.
Did y'all build that back body over it? Did y'all do that?
No, that's something that
Paco.
I got from Paco. We're going to modify it. I'm sure.
I know, but it looked nice. I mean,
It's
a
it
good
is.
piece sitting back over the back of
It
that
is.
thing.
It looks really nice.
Yeah, you need to put some pictures of that. I mean, there's that whole. What are you going to do? Are you going to mold the gas tank and everything all into it, or
No,
you're not?
no.
Where'd y'all get that gas tank shell? I saw that stamp.
Well,
We're
that's-
not using that.
You're
That's
not?
a sample one that we got, and we were looking at
I
it.
liked it.
Well,
looked all right.
It
but-
did.
If you cut that up right, it'll look good.
Right, but I think we've got our eye on a better one.
Really?
Actually.
Yeah, we found something.
Save that one. We might need it.
We found
I got
something
2
we
of
liked a lot.
Yeah. Got 2 of those stamps.
Yep.
Yeah, those are nice. I like those.
So he wanted,
Well, more importantly, you got my bike, but you got my paint back on. You got it.
It's all done. Sparky put some miles on it today.
Looks good, doesn't it? I like it.
He
Y'all
said
like that
thing's
paint?
fast,
have you ridden
too.
that bike at any distance?
No,
I didn't think so.
no. I mean, I rode it down. We rode it a block the other day.
That's the only ride you've ever ridden on it?
No, I've ridden it downtown and
I
back.
thought so.
Yeah, I've been. So
Yeah,
been a
no,
while.
it's ready. I think you.
The only thing that bike needs is I need to put some new bushings in the handlebars.
Right. I looked at those today. They're squished so tight, and that's probably why you're feeling all that
It
vibration.
is.
in your hands.
It just needs some of those new urethane bushings in the handlebars.
But he went out and put about 15, 20 miles on it today.
It wouldn't take 15 minutes to put those bushings in.
Well, tell him to put them in.
I mean, do that. I wonder if
Lee has
Lee's
them.
got any those.
I don't know if he
urethane
does or
ones.
not. The clear ones.
Yeah, or the red ones. I don't. I mean, they're gonna be covered.
So
up
what
with
are
cast.
some of the other projects you've worked on for us, Ford?
Well, every custom bike in the last 5 or 6 years.
Goes through you.
Right. A lot of the stuff, a lot of the parts I've made. Some of them, we've modified and everything. But
Well, then you've been instrumental in helping build some of the RF Fairless parts.
Yeah.
RF
Fairless
parts too for the stuff.
Aztec bolt bikes that we did.
Yeah, we've done a lot of cool stuff with Aztec bolting, and Ford was the guy behind that.
Well, but I'm talking about just some of your master cylinders
Right.
now that you sell on the
Yeah.
victories and
Yeah.
some of those things.
Right.
Yeah.
That's turned out to be pretty nice
That's-
deal.
I
I
like
see
it.
a lot of them.
Yeah, we here lately, because we're building those 4 bikes at one time,
Yeah.
Ford has been monopolized with those
Right.
bikes.
I haven't done anything but those. It
Yeah.
seems like.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, over the winter he was just doing RF custom parts for a long time, and
Right.
then those bikes, when we got Dan Seidel's going, and then 3 more came within a
Right.
month of it.
Right, back to back to back.
So
Yeah.
what's coming next? What's the next step?
Well, we're trying to get the low T bike done in the next few days, so we can
Yeah.
go to Sturgis, and then we got to finish up Bobby's bike and
So
and
Barnett's
Mr.
is the next
Barnett's.
big project, though. Because it's not for Sturgis. It's just
No,
for this
it's-
fall.
Yeah, but Bobby's bike and Barnett's bike are both
Both of them.
got to go like now.
Yeah.
We got to get on it. So we got Derek is helping Ford a lot.
Derek's in there wiring it right now, and just finished putting the primary and all the stuff on it, and we've got the front end left and the gas tanks and the whole thing.
Well, I know Derek's wiring them because I actually
Right.
got on yesterday afternoon, got on the iPad and looked at the Strokers Live thing.
Yeah, which
and
reminds
did the
me,
shopping.
you can go to strokersdallas.com and become a member. We have free memberships and premium memberships. And you can actually watch Ford building these bikes live back there.
That's when I logged in yesterday. Derek was sitting there and he was wiring something on the back end when I looked yesterday.
Yeah, well, he's still wiring back there. But you can also, log in on the weekends and see the bikini girls and the bands. But it's strokersdallas.com and more access than if you're a free member. But if you're a free member, you still get to see a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well,
So
you get a T-shirt when you sign up too.
Yeah, if you're a member, if you join up to be a member, and I think it's $60 a year, Smith.
Yeah, $5 a month.
Yeah, $5 a month, and you get a T-shirt. We send you a T-shirt. So lots of cool things happening. What's been some of the coolest stuff you've done, and what do you not like doing?
I don't know. As far as the coolest, my favorite bike of all has got to be Dan Seidel's.
That's the one we just got done
Right.
with, like the Easy Rider chopper,
Right.
which it came
That's
out.
kind of your style. You build some
Well,
cool
that
stuff.
Easy Rider bike that Rick owns is the one that got me into this.
Well, you did hit me and him too. We loved that bike when
I've-
when Keith Ball showed it to us down there in
I've got
Waco.
I've got
Remember?
the magazine with it in it still, and that's kind of what put me over the edge as far as making my decision to buy a Harley
Really?
years ago. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
That
That's
was-
been a long time ago.
that was the bike. I mean, it was.
Well, we saw it. You watched it being built in the magazine. Pat Kennedy and Keith built it in the magazine. So you watched it every month.
92 and 93.
You know, it kind of evolved. And then the first time I actually saw the bike was in Columbus.
Right.
That's where it was. We went to Columbus to the big bike show up there, the Easy Rider bike show.
Mm-hmm.
And we walked in, and they had that bike. That's the first thing you saw sitting in the door.
Well, Keith Ball was the editor of Easy Rider
For a
magazine
long
for
time.
years. They call him Bandit.
Right.
And now he has Bandit, what is it called? Bikernet.com. Bikernet.com, that's him. But we were in Waco, and Joe was with me, and this
The
was
bike
in
show.
93. Steve with me, and he was 5.
He wasn't very old.
Well, let's see, it was in 93, and he's born in 80.
He wasn't very old.
Well, let's see, it was in 93, and he's born in the end of 87, so he was 5.
Right.
And this redheaded lady that was working the sign up and the bike show, she kept trying to mama hen me, oh, if you want to go hang out with your friends or just leave Steve over
I'll
here.
watch him, yeah.
Yeah, and so she did, and she kept saying, when my husband gets here, I'm going to send him over to see you. And I said, okay. I didn't know who her husband was. And a couple hours later, Keith Ball comes up and said, my wife sent me over to talk to you. And I said, she didn't tell me her husband was Keith Ball.
Yeah.
And so he's telling me about this chopper that he's building, him and Pat Kennedy, and it turned out to be the one that I own now. You know, I've had that thing that's been here for 20 years.
Yeah. Well, I remember right after you opened, you asked Keith if he'd send it out here.
Before I opened,
And said, will you send the bike out here and let me have it in the store? Because you were originally an Easy Rider store.
I was an Easy Riders dealer, and I asked him, I said, can I borrow one of your bikes for my grand opening? And he said, which one, as if I didn't know. And I said, I want that Easy Rider chopper. So he sent it out.
You
had
ended
it-
up buying it.
Had it for the grand opening, and probably a week after the grand opening, I called and I said, man, I appreciate you letting me use it. How do you want me to get it back to you? And he said, well, why don't you just hang on to it for a while? I'm in no hurry. And I said, okay. Hung on to it, and I talked to him every few months, and I said, well, why don't you let me buy it? And he said, oh, just hang on to it. And then after like a year, I said, do you care if I crank this thing up and ride it? And he said, no. So I cranked it up and would ride it. And I said, I feel bad. I said, why don't you let me buy it? And he'd say, no, I don't want to sell it. Couple years go by, and he called me one day, and he said, I'm writing a book. Remember, he wrote some fiction books, that Sam Orwell chopper.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I remember.
And he called me, he said, I'm writing a new book, and I could use the money. He said, you still willing to buy it? And I said, absolutely. And so we agreed on a price, and I sent him a check.
Yeah, that's the bike that did it for me.
See, I like that bike. One of the bikes that he has too, I guess he's still got it. I need to
That
ask him this
Dicey
year.
knuckle.
Is I like that Dicey knuckle.
Yeah, I do too, and that's a cool bike. But
Randy Simpson built for
But
I
me.
haven't
this
seen
one
it,
is
but
the
I've seen
coolest.
pictures.
Huh?
I've never actually seen it, but
it's
I've seen
red
pictures.
and white. It's a beautiful.
I've seen the bike. I haven't seen the bike in years,
Yeah.
but
Well,
I thought that was a cool
that
bike.
Easy Rider at the time had so much cool stuff on it that it took me seeing it 3 or 4 times to actually see everything.
Yeah,
because
well, it was a Pat Kennedy bike.
You
Pat's
remember-
good.
The title of the article was "A Lightning Bolt Connected by 2 Wheels."
Yeah.
That bike is so skinny, and it's just to
Right.
me, it's like the ultimate chopper.
Well, and Pat Kennedy's all about the geometry and
Yeah.
making sure that it was set up right. And like I
it's
said, the only thing
not-
tough about that bike was the double suicide with that.
The
Right.
first time I rode that bike, I swear to God, I thought I was going to kill myself. I thought I was going to wreck, and I've ridden it 100 times, and every time you ride,
You got to think about it.
It's challenging.
You got to think about what you're doing. You got to be paying attention.
First time I rode it, I was coming
But
around.
you put a front brake on it now. You put
finally,
it actually.
I
Yeah.
finally put a front brake. Well, it always had a front brake, but it was a proportioning
Right.
valve.
It's just
And
one pedal.
It was just one pedal. So when I was riding it, the first time I rode it around here, and I came around. I was going past Love Field on Mockingbird, and so when you're riding and the light turns yellow, so you either have to haul ass
Right.
or stop in a hurry.
Right, you have to make that
Well,
decision.
I looked as it turns yellow. I looked at the cross traffic, and there were people sitting there, and I thought, man, I better stop. And so you only
thinking.
have one brake pedal, and you have to push the clutch in with your left foot. So I got the clutch in, and I'm trying to find neutral, and I'm standing on that brake, and as it's coming to a stop, and I'm still fishing for neutral. I'm thinking, okay, one of these feet got to come off here. If I take my right foot off, I'm letting the brake off, and if I take my left foot off, then I'm not in neutral.
That's right. I know.
I finally stopped. I was in the middle of the intersection when I stopped.
You're lucky you did then.
Right.
Jeez, it was scary, but I mastered it.
Yeah.
Now when I rode Dan's the
Yeah.
other day, I rode it probably 30 miles. When I took his out and ride it, it's a suicide. It's not the double suicide.
Right.
Man, it's like rocking a baby in a
Well, particularly when you're not hunting neutral. If you can just
Right.
pop
So
that
Oh,
gear,
it's so nice, Joe. I'm
You just
telling
pop
you,
it in,
it's so nice.
go all the way forward, and you got it.
It's
Right.
nice enough that I'm gonna spend $5,000 to put that same transmission in
What
mine.
made Baker invent that transmission? What made him?
Well, it's the drum is what does it. It changes the shift pattern.
Right.
And if it wasn't, apparently it's a law that first and second have to be at the opposite end. You have to shift up and shift down. That's part of the DOT,
Really?
from what I found out.
I didn't know
That's
that.
true. But Baker, if it's a custom bike and it's aftermarket stuff, you can buy this.
It's
shifter.
a law. It's a law from the OEM.
Right.
From the
Let me
OEM.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Just like they have to put this certain exhaust and certain
Right.
size mirrors and blinkers
Right.
and lighting.
Right.
It's an OEM law.
Right.
But yeah, that Trent, it's the drum, but it is so nice for what it does. It's shocking that it just now came out, or a couple of years ago. I
Well, if
should
somebody is going to invent a new, fix a transmission to where it works
Bert
right,
Baker.
it's going to be
Bert
Bert.
Yeah.
Well, he worked for GM.
I know.
We ought to get him on the show.
Him and his wife both did. I think
Yeah.
they were both engineers.
They were. We ought to get Bert Baker on the show one day. He's a character.
Yeah.
And so in which part of the
Bert would probably
process-
wear that hat.
He would.
Yeah, he would like that hat.
Actually, he calls himself Bert effing Baker.
Yeah.
Which part of the building the bike process is your favorite part? The getting it started, or the everyday making those tank mounts, or when it's all coming together and we're starting
when
it up?
when I can see it in my head, the way it's gonna look is my favorite, because I know what needs to be done, and I don't have to ask or question anybody. I can just go at it, and once I get a good picture in my head, I usually don't even know what time it is. I just come in and work, and then all of a sudden it's time to go home.
That's why when you asked me, because on that three-wheeler, and I don't remember what you asked me, but you pulled me in there a couple of days ago when you said, what's your vision for, what was it? Was it the gas tank, or
It was the kind of just the body flowing and everything, what we were going to do.
Oh, yeah, because you didn't know if we were going to make it like an all old school or a modern
Right.
three-wheeler.
Right.
And you remember what I told you.
Right. I
Throw
do.
all that out.
Don't worry about
So what are you
any
going
of
to
it.
do?
Well, I don't.
Are you not telling?
No, we are telling. I don't like to think of when I'm doing a bike, and I can see it in my head. I remember seeing that white one right there on the wall in my head when me and the customer were talking.
That was actually the very first custom bike that was built by Easy Riders Dallas.
Right.
Yeah.
But I told Ford, I said, I don't want it. I don't want to think of it as a modern trike or a retro three-wheeler. I want it to be
No category.
no category, and that's
Unique.
because the front end is like old school looking with the old black Springer front end.
Right.
But on the rear, we're having some state-of-the-art wheels cut with their 300 tire.
All right.
Motorcycle tires. You know, we asked him, do you want car tires or motorcycle tires? And he wanted the 300s.
Right.
So it's not going to fit into a category. And I don't like to do bikes. I say I don't like to. I do like to. But I try not to pigeonhole something in a category.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you do the stuff that I like to do? How do you put that in the category anyway?
No, you don't. I mean,
Well, that's the Rick Fairless category.
Yeah, it's my own category. And
Yeah.
so that's what
Right.
I was telling Ford is let's don't think about it as
what would look good on that bike?
yeah,
What would make it look good?
What do we want? You know, he and I are the ones that are coming up. What do we want? You know,
Yeah.
what does the customer want?
Yeah.
And it's starting to look pretty good. It's
So is this for his company or is this for him personally?
Well, everything is for his company.
Well, I know, but I
yes,
mean, are you putting the company logos on it?
Absolutely.
Or is this just going to be like one of his wife's
No,
bikes?
it'll be a company bike.
Okay.
The quick story was he called me last January or whenever the show is, and there's a big show in Vegas called the World of Concrete.
Right.
Because SSI sells concrete sealers kind of
Right.
stuff.
Yeah, and adhesives and things like
So
that.
we did a bike for him years ago that is kind of like the low T bike where it had two gas tanks, but they were shaped like caulk tubes.
Yeah.
And then the oil tank was a 55-gallon drum
Yeah, I
on a
remember.
forklift.
Yeah.
And so he took that with him to this World of Concrete, and he said his chief competitor right across the hall had an OCC bike. And he said the bike that we built for him, which he called Silicone Sally, was getting all the attention, and the OCC bike was getting none of the attention. So he called me, and he said, hey, you got a minute? I want to talk to you. And I knew he was going to be mad about something. I'm thinking, oh, my God, the kickstand broke, the bike fell. He was pumped. He was very happy with us. And he said, Rick, the guy's on the phone over there now. He said, you know, he's probably talking to the old man. He said, we got to do something really special for next year.
Right.
And I said, let's do a three-wheeler. And he said, you know, I've always wanted a three-wheeler. He said, why do you want to do a three-wheeler? And I said, when we have a three-wheeler up here for sale, everybody
Looks
sits
at
on
it,
it,
yeah.
and everybody wants their picture made with
Right.
it. They just garner a ton of attention. I said, let's do a kick-ass three-wheeler, and it'll be the baddest thing you ever saw.
That'll be
So
cool.
that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
It'll be slick. It'll be real slick.
Yeah. You have any idea about the paint job yet?
It'll be black and orange. Those are his company colors.
Yeah.
And Mr. Barnett usually does, that's the thing about him, he likes to work straight with Gary on the paint job,
Right.
Gary and Mike, the airbrush guy. But he also likes to use, like, his mascots are these girls, you know.
Pin-up
this-
girls.
They're pinup
Yeah.
girls. So, you know, Silicone Sally.
Well, that'll
is,
look good on a track.
It will.
You got a lot of body work to put
Yeah,
some
a
of that
whole lot
paint
of
on. That
body
looks
work
pretty
to
cool.
fill up.
Yeah.
And, you know, one color usually doesn't do it.
Yeah.
So
Well, and you know, if you use brighter colors, he's the example of that. I mean,
Right.
I've had some cool bikes. Mine are usually one color. You know, I actually went to two colors this time, three
yeah,
colors.
Joe likes this. Joe likes it. I told him years ago. He'd said, "What color are you going to use?" And I said, "All of them."
Yeah.
So now he
But
loves
people
it.
look at that. But
They do.
But I mean, you can have a cool bike sitting there that'll be black, and it'll be a knocked out killer bike, and you have a Fairless bike that's a knocked out bike too. But people are attracted to those colors.
Right.
They're always attracted to colors.
Well, it's like they say, if it's black, something else has to show usually.
Yeah.
You know, if it's multicolored, there's a whole lot to look at.
Yeah.
Well,
I just like one color.
You know, I met a
too boring.
marketing lady one time, and she said, "Rick, you're one of the best marketing people I've ever met," and which I'm a really good marketing person. And she said that whole thing you created with the long hair and the beards and the old hippie and the tie-dye and all that, she said that was genius. And I said, that wasn't genius, lady. That's just who I am.
Yeah.
I just fell into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that tie-dye, it's recognized as Rick Fairless. And it's a hell of a good marketing.
It's tie-dye and it's psychedelic stuff, you
Right.
know, and other people know that that's
Well,
me.
a
so
lot of
that's
our
what I'm-
generation and older in our generation that are riding bikes now relate back to that
And,
because they were kids in the 60s.
The young people are going back to the old, all the peace signs
Yeah.
and
Right.
the tie-dye and the bell bottoms and all that.
Yeah, it always goes in cycles.
It skips a generation.
Right.
I think I'm still going to stick to one color.
That's all right.
I like simple.
You've been doing 2 colors lately.
Well, I did. I actually used 3 colors on this bike. There's a little bit of orange, but mainly green and purple. My last bike, I went to black and white.
That's a good looking bike
It is a
too.
good looking bike.
So,
Okay.
Anyway.
Anything else you want to talk about, Ford?
I need to go back to work so I can get on the low T bike.
You know, after somebody said after 10 years you get like a Rolex, a gold Rolex watch or all that. Don't listen to that. You don't wear a watch anyway, do you?
No, you're safe.
Okay.
you get a 6-pack of Dr. Pepper.
There you go.
That'll work.
No, he gets Red Bull. I gave him some a while ago, so you're good.
All right, I'm taken care of.
All right, thanks, Ford.
Okay.
Sure.
Let me know when that low T paint gets here.
Okay.
He said right after lunch. That may be 4:30 to him. He may not eat lunch till 3.
Elliot's so I can get some hardware for that.
Okay.
Hey, I may check with Lee and see if he's got some bushings too.
Yeah, ask Chris if maybe to check on if he's got some of those urethane bushings, because he and I actually talked about it. He was telling me a while ago that it had a lot of vibration, and I said, well, maybe
Just
we
the
need to-
handlebars. Everything else is fine. And I really think those bushings are just tightened down too much.
Well, they're probably wore out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, Ford.
Okay.
So
Anyway.
that was William Ford Stell.
He's a good guy. I've always liked
He's an
Ford.
awesome guy.
And you know, some of the bikes he builds bikes. He loves it because he does this at home at night.
Yeah.
Some of the bikes he's got that
Well,
he's built for
the
himself.
best
through the years.
employees that work for me are people that love motorcycles.
Right.
Like my assistant Vicky, she rides a Sportster. You know, you like to have people working for you, with you.
Why don't you move up to a Victory?
They're too tall for her.
Oh,
But those Vegas is set pretty low.
we can lower it.
I have really short legs.
We can lower it. Not a problem. We'll extend your legs. You can like hang upside down for half a day.
I have
That'll get
leg
it.
envy. Us
Envy.
girls with long legs, I have.
Hey, there's a question here.
What's that?
It says, "Where's JoeT's cutout? Where's my cutout? I want a cutout.
Okay, get one.
How do you get them?
You spend money.
Oh, well, I don't want to do that.
I didn't think so. Do we have any other questions?
We do. Daniel Parch asked, do you own more than one shirt? And he was joking.
He's talking about your tie-dye stuff. Yeah, he's got this one.
Yep, that's a prime
Support
example.
your local chump. I am the local chump.
Hey, have you got the
He's
T-shirts?
the local dumbass.
Hey, have you got the hamster T-shirts you're having printed?
Not
up?
yet. Hi, Terry Vaughn. Do you know he's Stevie Ray Vaughn's cousin?
No.
He is.
Is he really?
Yeah.
No, I am not.
You're something related to him.
No, I am not.
I thought you were.
No.
He's Jimmy Vaughn's cousin.
No,
That's Stevie's brother.
Patrick Bass wanted to know, he said, do y'all have your own machine shop to make your parts, or do y'all have to contract?
Hold on, I wasn't done with Patrick. Was the other guy Patrick?
Yeah.
Patrick in my closet.
Oh, that was Daniel. Sorry. This
Dan in my closet, which I have a big closet. My wife has 3/4 of it.
Yeah.
I have a ton of tie-dye shirts.
Mm-hmm.
I have quite a few black shirts. I like to wear black.
You got a lot of yellow shirts.
And I have a lot of yellow shirts, which are hamster shirts.
Yeah.
So I got tie-dye, black, and yellow. Have a few red shirts, but I like to wear black.
Yeah. Well, you
It's-
wear tie-dye more than anything.
I wear tie-dye more than anything.
You're kind of cubby-holed into
a
that.
lady came in a couple months ago, and she said, "Oh, I'm so disappointed." And she loved my place, and she said, "I got to tell you, I'm disappointed." And I said, "About what?" And she said, "You're not wearing a tie-dye shirt." And I looked down, and I was wearing a black shirt, and I said, "It's Tuesday. I don't wear a tie-dye shirt every single day. On the weekends, I wear it.
Well,
9 days out of 10,
why do
I
you
wear
cut
it.
the sleeves out? I know you've been doing that
Sleeves-
for years.
Sleeves bother me, but like I either cut them out or else, when the sleeves hang down like this.
Yeah. What's
It
wrong
just-
with that?
It bothers me, so I cuff them, I roll them up, and then
Yeah.
I have them sewn,
Oh,
which that's what I wear in Sturgis probably most of the time.
yeah.
I just don't
Okay,
like
we need to
sleeves.
get out of here. I got to go.
Got to go? Okay.
Yeah.
Was there what was the other question you just read?
It says, do you have your own machine shop?
Yes.
We do. We have our own machine shop, but we
That's
also...
where Ford spends a lot of his time. Back
It
in the
is.
machine shop.
It's actually more of a fab shop than a machine shop. We do have a a couple of different machine shops that we work with. Like, you know, we make a bunch of parts for Victory. Well, we make and design and test the parts here, and then we have, like, you know, when we order.
They mass produce them.
Yeah, when we order 1,000 pieces, we have a company make those for us. It's a company.
But you do have a machine shop back there. I mean, it's
We do.
pretty full machine shop
We do.
with fab stuff too.
We
but
do.
It's a machine shop.
I have a few more questions that were on there. Heather Duvall wants to know, have you ever employed a female mechanic?
No. I hired one time that was out of state, and she graduated from MMI, and she was going to come to work for me.
Did you really?
Yeah, and then about 2 weeks before she was due to be here, she called me up, and she was very apologetic, and she said that she had actually been offered a job there in her hometown, so she was going to take that. But I was looking forward to doing that.
I mean, yeah, you would. Just hadn't had any really
Absolutely,
apply.
absolutely.
Mike Hefner wants to know, where do you find the beautiful beer tub girls like Bethany?
It's a secret. It's a secret.
You know, Bethany has worked for me for, I think she told me the other day, 9 years she's worked for me.
Well, you kind of have these girls that it started out with Debbie.
Mm-hmm. And Debbie
Debbie was
worked
here
for
for a
me
long time.
11 years.
And then Katie kind of came along and took Debbie's place.
And
they were there at the same time. But,
Katie's been with me for over 10 years.
and now it's Bethany.
And Bethany's been with me for 9 years.
Yeah.
We hired a new girl recently named Lauren. She's really young, really nice.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, the thing is, I get all these beautiful girls that want to go to work for me all the time. And then when I give one a try, 90 times out of 100, they're flakes. Or I hired a girl, and I don't remember her name, but she came highly recommended. She came out and she worked one day, and she was late. She was very apologetic. So then she said, tell me when you need somebody full-time. Sent her a message a couple months later, and I said, I need somebody full-time. She said, yes, yes, yes. I said, you got to work every Saturday and every Sunday? And she said, yes, absolutely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I said, be here Saturday. And she says, I can't wait. Never showed up, never called. I text her back, never text me back. That's a lot of what you get.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
I got to get out of here.
Okay.
Play this song.
I can tell.
Yeah. Go ahead and talk. You can talk over it.
So, this has been the Rick and JoeT Dumbass Club coming to you almost live from not almost live, live.
We used to almost be live.
Now we're live
Now we're really live.
from downtown Dallas. Check out the website, strokersdallas.com.
Sign up for the broadcast.
Yeah, send me an email, rick@strokersdallas.com. And, send some questions in. Send questions anytime. You can post a question on our Facebook account, or you can send me questions to rick@strokersdallas.com.
I have a question. Everybody, we all want to know, when are you losing the hat? Hey, let's have a vote. Everybody send in a vote.
Don't listen to him.
Now, send in a vote. Do you like the hat? Don't like the hat?
Actually, people have already voted on it last week. It was 3,000
They
to
did
none
not. They did not. 3,000, they didn't like it?
that loved it.
They did not.
She likes the hat.
You don't like the hat? Oh, please.
You got a big fat melon
She rides a
bald
Sportster.
head
What does she
with
know?
patches.
I
of
can't
hair.
help that.
Why don't you get a weave or something?
I'll get a weave if you'll lose the hat.
I'll lose the hat for a weave. Do that, like grow it real long on one side.
Yeah.
Get it like real long and then swoop it over like Jerry Seinfeld's dad did in that one episode.
I'm not doing that.
That replacement daddy.
That's
had.
just a dumb hat. I want everybody to write in. Send Ricky an email.
They like my hat.
Send an email.
I
You
guarantee-
like the hat, or you think the hat looks stupid?
It's called the Dumb Ass Club, and we misspelled dumb ass
You misspelled it.
On
I didn't
purpose.
misspell it.
on purpose.
You did. When are we getting some
Hey,
T-shirts printed?
send me a email with your address, and I will send you a Rick and JoeT Dumbass Club sticker. We have some really cool stickers.
Yeah.
They're-
Actually, I need a new one for my truck.
and I hand drew them. I hand drew these stickers, and I will send you one. Rick@strokersdallas.com. Sign up to watch our website. You can watch it live. You can be a free member if you're too chintzy to pay $60 a year. How much a month,
$5
Joe?
a month.
Five
$5 a month.
lousy. And I'm sending you a T-shirt. That's $30.
Yeah,
So I think you're pumping money into the American economy.
yeah. And they're cool T-shirts.
They're cool T-shirts.
I got ripped off. I got my T-shirt. You didn't sign it.
Not only will I sign it, email me. You pay the $60. I'll not only send you a T-shirt, I'll sign it. I will have my good friend Herschel Walker sign it. Okay?
Herschel will do that.
Absolutely, he will. He told me he would.
Yeah.
This is Rick and JoeT's Dumbass Club signing off, and we're going to be live next Wednesday.
Yep.
Every
Wait,
Wednesday.
whoa,
next Wednesday
yeah.
we'll be here.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. We'll be
Next-
here Wednesday.
Next Wednesday we'll be here. The 2 Wednesdays after that we won't be live unless we do. Maybe we do something where they call
Well,
us.
the next Wednesday after that will be instead the following Wednesday. We'll only be gone 1 week. We'll only be gone one Wednesday.
Well, we're leaving on a
Thursday,
We're leaving on a Thursday.
and then we come back on the following
Yeah, so
Friday
we
or
only
Saturday.
so we could actually do the show. We could actually do the show if we wanted to, probably remotely.
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll have to ask the big boys
Yeah.
that do all that. So anyway, every Wednesday, except maybe in
Hey,
a
we
couple
could do
of
it from my motorhome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Some of us have a motor home.
Hey, somebody.